Number 1. Women impersonating police officers. 2 women from Florida have been arrested for pretending to be police officers.
You do not exit right now. Get the this car.
They live-streamed themselves pulling over a car and using offensive language toward the people inside. The Sarasota Police Department stated that around 1 a.m. on Sunday, officers were responding to a distress call from a colleague. During this, they found Jamaica McDowell, 28, and Rishonna Poole, 39, who had stopped a car near Coconut Drive and Martin Luther King Jr. Way without authority. The police noted that the women's vehicle had red and blue lights on the windshield and a siren. Rishonna Poole was a passenger in Jamaica McDowell's car. They falsely stopped a vehicle and streamed it on Facebook Live. The video has been watched over 10,000 times. Eventually, they were held accountable for their wrongful actions. Let's take a look at the interrogation of the 2 women.
If I'm on probation, I would have had to be arrested before.
Well, that's true. You have your rights read to you before?
Yeah.
Okay. So, where were you coming from tonight?
What is going on, sir? Can you tell me what's going on?
Well, I'm going to get into that right now. What were you doing tonight?
I already answered that to the officers.
Well, you need to answer that with me. I'm the one looking into things.
What do you mean? What was I doing tonight?
Where?
Earlier?
Yeah.
Before
you came down here, what were you doing?
I was in a car with a boyfriend.
Mm-hmm. Okay, where was that at?
Sarasota.
And where did the officers find you at?
At the school.
What were you doing over there?
Under the stairs.
What were you doing there?
Even at the beginning, Rishonna made a mistake and said that she was in hiding, in addition to another mistake by not asking questions and wondering why she was being questioned in the first place.
Oh, I'm getting to it. What were you doing on campus over there? Hiding from who?
I was under the stairs.
Okay.
Because I didn't have anywhere else to go. Can you tell me what's going on?
I'm going to get there in just a second. What were you doing on campus at Ringland?
I already answered that. I was under the stairs because I had nowhere else to go.
Okay, so you're staying there because you're homeless?
No, I just had nowhere else to go at the time.
Okay. Do you have a home you live in?
I do.
Where is that?
Bradenton.
Okay. And so, are you from Sarasota at all?
Like, have I ever lived here? Yes, before.
Okay, but you're living in Bradenton. Mm-hmm. For how long? A month?
Why
6 months? A year?
I'm asking you what is going on. I have the right to ask you why I'm in this room when I was just supposed to go to jail because I had a warrant.
How did you get to Bradenton campus? Did you walk there? I mean, the Ringland campus, did you walk or did you come out of a vehicle?
I don't feel comfortable. I don't know what's going on.
Were you in a car tonight?
I already answered that. I was in a car.
Okay. Were you in a vehicle that parked on campus over there at Ringling?
Sir, what is going on? What is going on? Why am I not just going straight to jail for violation of probation or prowling?
No, you will be here shortly.
So what is going on? Why is that? Why won't you answer that? What is going on? Why won't you answer that?
It's very easy to answer.
But why won't you answer it then?
Because I'm trying to ask you some questions pertaining to the whole reason why we're in this room. Listen here. You're on video on Ringling campus. You know that place is wired for sound over there. There's cameras everywhere. You're on video getting out of a vehicle, going on to campus. Mm-hmm. Okay. My simple question is, why were you getting out of a vehicle and hiding under the stairwell?
Because I had nowhere else to go.
You got a home in Bradenton. Why don't you go there?
I was not driving. I had no way to get there. They got my purse. There's no keys. There's nothing.
Who's they?
Nothing.
They got your purse?
The officers.
So why didn't you just go up to the...
I don't know where I was at. I know where I was at, but I don't know how to get anywhere from there. So I just figured if I sit there till the morning, I don't know, till I figure things out. I just went up there. I felt safe there. I saw the cameras. I saw it was pretty secure.
Rishonna had an excuse to say that she was simply hiding under the stairs because she felt safe there and was surrounded.
Whose vehicle was it you got out of on camera?
I don't know whose car that is.
Who were you with in the car?
I've already answered that.
Well,
what is going? But you're steady asking me questions.
You're not answering it with me. That's why I keep asking these questions.
And you keep asking me questions, but you won't tell me what's going on. And I have a right to ask you why I'm in this room, and you know that. You know that. You know you can't question me without telling me what is going on.
I can question you any manner that I see fit. You do have rights. Which is why we talked about that when we first sat down.
Right. So I'm asking you what is going on? Why am I in this room? This is really strange for somebody that just has a warrant to be in a room and not just go to jail.
Were you in a car tonight that was stopping people, like doing police traffic stops?
I didn't do anything with the police traffic stops.
Turning lights on like strobe lights in the car?
I didn't do anything to anybody with no police.
Were you in a car that someone else was doing that?
I was not doing anything to pretend to people. They said that earlier. They did say they were looking for somebody that was pretending. Is that what this is about?
Yeah.
You just answered that 10 minutes ago, sir.
Listen, I'm not the one that's being questioned here. You're the one that's being questioned. And we keep going around and around in circles. You're not going to control this conversation.
I didn't do anything. I have a warrant, and I'm here because I have a warrant. I'm aware of that.
Okay.
And I was on campus, on a campus.
What kind of car were you in when you got out on campus? SUV, sedan, pickup truck? What kind of car were you in?
I wasn't.
Rayshana knew her rights and started questioning the interrogator, but he made it pretty clear that she won't control the conversation.
You were on camera getting out of a car, out of a vehicle.
Okay.
Okay. So why can't you answer that simple question?
If you're saying you got me on camera getting out of the vehicle, then you know that if what you're saying is what you're saying, then you already know the answer to it.
I do know the answer to the question, but I want to see if you will tell me the truth.
What did I do? I didn't do anything.
Because I want to see if you're going to tell me the truth, which obviously you don't know how to.
I've been told that a few times.
I bet you have.
I have. It's a dirty game y'all playing.
There's nothing dirty about it. It's pretty straightforward.
It is, because I haven't done anything other than having being on the campus.
Then why are we doing circles here?
I don't know. I've already told you. You asked did I do anything to pretend to be a police or strobe lights or something. I told you I didn't do anything like that. I didn't. So, I mean, I don't know what else you want from me, sir.
I want to know whose car you were in tonight.
I don't know.
Then how did you get in there?
I got in it.
Okay. Why did you get in the car you didn't know who it belonged to and you didn't know who the people were?
I didn't say I didn't know who the people were. I told you I would.
Who were the people that got in it?
Sir, I don't know what you're trying to get into or what you're trying to say that I had anything to do with.
I'm trying to get into the truth, which you obviously have a problem with.
I'm not lying to you. I have not told a lie. I was under those stairs because I had nowhere else to go. I had no keys, no way of my phone's halfway dead, and I didn't know where to go. So I went there and got under those stairs because I just felt it was safe.
So was someone inside the car filming what was happening?
I don't know, sir.
I would think you would know.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
So if someone in the car that you were in was filming what was going on with this traffic stop, and you were on video, then what would you say then?
You keep putting me in a car with somebody trying to...
That's what the camera shows you getting out of the car.
You keep on putting me in a car saying somebody was filming. I don't know anything about that. I don't know anything about that. You keep insinuating something that I don't know anything about. I told you where I was. The only thing I'm guilty of is having a warrant and being on campus.
And not telling the truth.
For prowling, or whatever they said. I wasn't prowling.
Giving us a fake name, fake date of birth, not being truthful.
I was under the stairs, and I already spoke to the officer, but I was wrong for that. But that's because I knew I had a warrant and I was afraid. Period. So, I mean, I did that. I'm sorry.
Why are you still lying when we've told you that there's
I'm not lying about
everywhere?
anything. What am I lying about? I just told you where I was at.
You don't want to tell us who was in the car?
I have nothing to do. I don't know what you're talking about.
Who were you in the car with tonight?
Sir. What am I being held here for?
We're going to go that route again?
What am I
You just keep going round and around while you're trying to avoid these questions. Hey, we can do this all night. It's okay. I got all night.
That's what you're getting paid for, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what you want from me.
Well, if you want to just sit there and incur these additional charges with no explanation, that's up to you.
Charges for what?
What were y'all doing in the car?
What was who doing in the car? I haven't done it, so now you're trying to charge me with additional.
What did I just say was going on in that car?
You said it was a traffic stop or something.
Okay. If you do a traffic stop on somebody and you're not the actual police, what would that be? Like impersonating an officer? Would that what it be?
Sounds about right. Well, who was getting the traffic stop?
Obviously, we're not going to get it out of you because you don't want to go around and around in these circles, and that's okay. If you want to take the charge, it's up to you. I'm not going to sit there and go around and around with you.
You know I didn't do that, so I'm not worried about that. You know I didn't do that. That's why you asked me those questions. I didn't pull no traffic stop on nobody. You say you just saw me get out.
You can't answer one simple question
I answer
truthfully.
every question you've asked me truthfully. You asked me,
You
what was I
haven't
doing
answered
upstairs?
anything. That's
I
okay.
I didn't. You know I didn't do that, and I know that I didn't do that. So I know what I did. I gave the wrong name. I did that. I was on campus when I shouldn't have been. I did that. I have a warrant. I did that. I didn't pull no traffic stop. I didn't impersonate no police officer. I didn't do none of that. So
You were in the car when all that was being done.
I can only vouch what I did.
Well, what did you see?
I don't.
What did you see?
Any of that, sir?
You don't want to talk about any of that, do you?
Because I didn't do anything.
After a while, the detective couldn't get Raishana to talk. They argued that she wasn't truthful and just kept repeating that she didn't do anything. After not getting any useful information from Raishana, they went to interrogate Jamaica.
So I need to talk to you about what we're looking into tonight. And obviously came in here in handcuffs, right? When they arrested you?
Yes.
They told you had a warrant?
Yes.
All right, so did anybody read your Miranda rights?
No.
No. So I'm going to do that right now. You want to talk to me?
I mean,
Come on, okay, well, do you know why you're even here besides the warrant?
no, I don't.
You have no idea. Okay. Were you guys driving in a vehicle tonight? You and any of your friends? No? You weren't driving?
No.
All right, where'd you come from tonight?
I was eating crabs at a friend's house. Well, I was in a vehicle with a friend, but I wasn't driving the vehicle that we got pulled in.
What kind of vehicle was that?
Buick. White
A
Buick.
white Buick. Were you on Ringling campus tonight?
No.
Did you park a car on Ringling campus tonight, a SUV?
No.
Okay. And you weren't physically driving a vehicle yourself tonight? No.
In the video that the detective is talking about, McDowell and Poole pretended to be police officers.
To the vehicle. Driver, exit the vehicle. Throw your keys out the car. Throw your keys out the car. Driver, if you do not exit right now, get the this car.
That didn't make no sense.
Driver, I said get the driver. Get the vehicle.
And used threatening language toward the driver and passengers of the stopped car. The people in the car that was stopped didn't know McDowell or Poole.
Put your hands up, driver. I need everyone to exit the car.
Oh my God.
The Facebook Live video showed flashing red and blue lights and a blaring siren. McDowell and Poole shouted at the others in the car, telling the driver to get out and throw the keys. They kept laughing while pretending to be police officers. The women continued yelling commands filled with swear words like, "Raise your hands, driver. Everyone leave the car. Don't move. And if anyone moves, I'll shoot." At the suggestion of her friend, one of the suspects shouts, "I don't care about black lives." They continue like this, making threats to shoot the people in the car. Eventually, the black SUV drives away. McDowell and Poole follow the SUV, turning on their lights and siren. The SUV stops in someone's driveway. One of the women warns the other, saying these people might actually call the real police. After more laughing and swearing, some of the people from the SUV get out while holding their phones and hiding behind the back of the SUV, worried that these people might have weapons. McDowell and Poole drive away. The real police officers who arrived at the scene managed to talk to McDowell and Poole and arrested them. They were taken to the county jail on charges of pretending to be police officers and holding people against their will. McDowell also faced additional charges of stealing small items, while Poole had violated her probation for a previous theft case. Police believe that this wasn't the first time McDowell and Poole pretended to be cops. They're asking anyone else who was affected to come forward. Sarasota Police Chief Bernadette DePino said, "These were not actual Sarasota police officers stopping a car. These were individuals pretending to be cops and scaring innocent people in our community."
I think it's almost 7 minutes long.
Were you all in this vehicle doing traffic stops and turning those strobe lights on and all that?
That wasn't
When was that?
Saturday night, I think. I wasn't in the vehicle that night.
You're in the driver's seat because when this thing will pan in a minute, it shows you all the behind the wheel.
I wasn't in the vehicle tonight, driving. I was eating crabs tonight.
How about last night?
That was not last night.
When was it?
Probably Saturday night, but I
We
still
know it was
wasn't.
Saturday night last night, right?
Oh, well, yeah. But
All right, why don't you tell me about this? What were you all doing?
playing around.
Who's in the car that you guys stopped?
That's our friend. That's a friend that's a friend of ours.
Okay. So, what'd you do after this? Where's this vehicle that you're in? That you're driving? Where is it at now?
The vehicle that I'm in right now is in Newtown.
The vehicle that you were driving right there.
Yes.
That's the one that was parked on campus at Ringland.
No.
Well, I'm telling you because
The car in Ringwood.
You know there's lots of cameras on Ringwood?
I know.
Jamaica, when the car was parked over there, all this, even the one of those stops over there was captured on video.
Okay.
And then it shows a video on the campus because they got video cameras everywhere.
I understand that.
The video shows you driving into the parking lot and getting out of the car.
Jamaica made a huge mistake. She wanted to defend herself by saying that they simply made a prank on their friends. But with this, she confessed that she was in the car.
Okay. It shows me driving and getting out the car.
It shows people getting out of the car.
Did it show me driving and getting out of the car?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So there's no further questions. I mean, you got what you need to know. I'll get a lawyer and we'll just go from there. And we'll go from there.
All right. So.
Jamaica either knows that they don't have the footage because she wasn't actually driving, or she knows that they have enough evidence against her nonetheless. She won't answer any more questions.
You want to know why we're so frustrated
Yeah.
when we question you? And
Why? What is going on? Why is this
I'm
like?
going to show you, okay? I'm going to show you why we're so frustrated.
This is my question. Why is this such a big?
So, this is why we're asking. So, do you know how we even came about tonight?
No.
People heard this, and they called in thinking officers needed backup because of what was being said in the video.
What do you mean people heard it and thought officers?
People heard the speaker. And when it continuously going on, they think they're having somebody not comply.
But why the big like a movie? Like is
because we test to see how honest people are going to be with us.
I haven't been. I mean, y'all keep saying I'm not being honest, but
Well, you haven't said anything about this, and
but my thing is
you posted this.
why like Is that like it's a prank? So like what? I'm just trying to understand.
So that's
why
all it was a prank? So who's in front?
Rashona also claimed that it was a prank, but that doesn't explain why she was hiding. And she wouldn't need to hide who they were if they hadn't done anything wrong.
Are those people you know?
Yes. We were all together.
You were all together.
You see, they're laughing. When they get out of the car, they're laughing.
Well, when we got caught, we never made contact with those people. When we
They're
get caught.
laughing. They were the uncle. There was an older uncle. Let me start over.
Okay.
Can you turn that on?
Yeah.
I'm not trying to deceive anybody. I didn't do anything wrong.
Okay.
There's an older guy in the front. It's the uncle of somebody. I don't know them. I was somewhere else with someone else.
Who was on? You were in the back vehicle.
The back of the car.
Recording.
I wasn't recording, but I was in the back of the vehicle. Somebody else had my phone.
Okay.
We all knew it was a prank on the guy that was in the car. If you look, they're laughing. The people in front of us are laughing.
Okay.
It was just a prank.
And that was tonight?
Yes.
Early in the night?
Yes. It was just a prank. It was an innocent prank because it was just funny. It wasn't to...
So how did that car end up at Ringling?
Because that's where it pulled at. And I ended up, because I don't know my way around there.
Okay.
So I just, like I said, I had nowhere else to go.
So, like the other people in the car parked it at Ringling?
Yes. Because the officer came behind them.
Like a real officer?
Yes.
Came behind them.
Right.
And that they got spooked? They got scared?
Yes.
So they parked the car?
Yes.
And then everybody took off running?
Yes.
And just went separate directions?
Yes. And I don't know my way around. Like I said, I didn't have nowhere else to go, and I didn't know where I was.
Okay. You see how much easier it is to have a conversation? Because I can be straightforward with you.
But I keep asking questions, and y'all not being straightforward.
Because we're not the ones in trouble. And we have a protocol to go.
I get it.
Okay?
I get it. But it was just it was a stupid.
But wouldn't have that been easier to say in the beginning?
Because I didn't know what was going on. It's just a stupid prank.
Well, you knew cops showed up for something, right?
When he came and got me, I told him I had nowhere else to go.
So
I'm just thinking like it was.
Who all was involved in this prank?
I don't. Everybody that you see, everybody.
Well, I don't see it. Like
you see. I mean, y'all.
How many were in the back vehicle? Like the vehicle you were in?
There was 4 people.
4 people in that one.
I think.
How many were in the front?
I think 4.
4 more in the front?
I think.
Was that the only traffic stop you guys did tonight?
Yeah, because we were all together. We were all together at somebody else's house, and they came over, and the joke was to prank the uncle. So we left. They pulled off, and he was thinking that we were gonna go get money out of the ATM. So when they pulled off, that's when they did the traffic stop or whatever to prank him. But it wasn't, nobody was riding.
So the uncle didn't know you guys were doing the prank until you guys started speaking over the intercom.
He's the only one that didn't know.
Okay.
So it was just a prank. Nobody was stopping. I don't know what he's talking about. I don't know what he's talking about.
You gotta think, when somebody else calls it in, we don't know that you knew him.
So you saying somebody called the police?
Yes. So you guys were already out of the area, but somebody called, and it actually came in.
That's why you said that somebody was trying to call the police to get him off of me?
Yes.
But that's not, I don't know anything about that. Because you said
actually, Jamisha? Is it Jamisha? Jamaica? The McDowell, that one. Well, she's here too.
I heard you say that.
Okay.
I heard you say that out when we were at the other.
She called dispatch and said that people were stopping. So that was another call. We had a completely third party call in thinking.
She called the police and said what?
While we were with you?
Yeah.
Already had contacted you. She called the police. She's saying that somebody kept making traffic stops.
Why would she do that?
Rashona kept trying to play it off as a joke and a prank on someone's uncle. But when they stopped, Jamaica called 911 in order to appear as if she had nothing to do with the incident.
The whole thing was to prank the uncle.
Okay.
We all pulled off, and That's like you could see the people in the car with him standing out the car laughing. After that, it just happened so fast, and it was funny because we was laughing at Uncle. Wasn't out like I kind of see now where it's going. Like y'all thought that we were riding around town.
Do you know what charge that would be?
Yeah, that's pretty bad, but we weren't doing that.
Do you see why we're taking it so serious?
I do now because of what you think that we were riding around town, because I didn't know that. So you just told me that you guys thought that we were riding around town trying to arrest other people, but that's not the case.
So people are supposed to feel safe with police, right? And are supposed to call them when they're in need.
Yeah.
So when we hear that recording and somebody else on the street that you guys did that traffic stop, here's that speakerphone, but in the car, here's that speakerphone saying, pull over, we'll shoot you, Black lives don't matter, the stuff that got said. Do you see why they called the police?
Because they think the police,
so
yeah.
Now we're concerned that not only is somebody impersonating us, but they're doing it with the intention to actually hurt someone.
When Rayshana tried to get out of her lies, she told the detectives that Jamaica knows who the uncle was.
That's why I was like, is there any way you could even find out who this uncle is? Like, because if we can talk to him and he's like, yes, it's Frank, it makes this way easier on us.
She's the only one that knows how to people. I literally just by default. It's so crazy because I'm.
Could it have been would he be at that house you were at? Like,
they literally came there.
Do you know if he lived there?
No, I don't know. He didn't live there because the girls, like I said, he came there with his niece. And
do you know who his niece was?
I don't know.
Do you have her on
she's
Facebook?
In the video. No, I don't know her. But I do need to ask a question.
Yeah.
My lawyer wanted to know when the warrant was executed, and I need to let them know that I'm here so they know to go to first appearance. And that number is in my phone.
Okay. So you need a number out of your phone.
I just need to text him. I've been arrested in Sarasota. You can see it on there.
This is my phone.
Oh, your phone looks just like.
That's why I was telling you on scene. I was like, no, I'm on mine.
I keep thinking you showing me my phone.
No, this is mine.
Our phones look just alike. That's why I thought it was my phone.
No.
I just need to let him know that I've been arrested because my lawyer's out of St. Pete, and I just need to let them know that I've been arrested so they know to come to first appearance because he said once the
Would you sign a consent form for us to get that out of your phone?
You already been in my phone.
No.
Why can't I'll do it right in front of you. You'll see exactly what I'm doing.
Okay. Would you show me anything else on your phone?
What do you want to see?
Anything that could help me find this guy?
Everything in there. The only thing pertaining to this is that.
But anything that would help me figure out the people's names that you were with tonight?
I don't have any way to do that.
There's nothing on your phone that might help?
No, the only thing pertaining to this is that.
Okay.
However that goes. I wish she would just say it's a prank and.
Yeah, like I said, we can't even ask her.
So what happens now?
You'll both be booked on your warrants.
She got a warrant too?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
In the end, Rayshana pleaded guilty and got probation while Jamaica wanted to battle it out in court. But if you think these two women were reckless, wait until you see what the next woman had done. Number 2, a monster disguised as a babysitter. When Hannah Wesh was born, doctors weren't sure if she would survive because her mother used drugs. However, she did make it, and when she was 4 months old, her father lost his job. Jason Wesh, who already had 2 children, didn't have a place to live. He took Hannah to his brother's house, where she slept indoors while he slept in his car. This continued for 2 years, according to Wesh's brother's testimony in court. He explained that Wesh did everything he could for his daughters. He found a construction job in Hanover Township and a new home. He worked long hours, sometimes up to 12 a day, to provide for his family. To manage this, he would drop off Hannah at Lindsay Parton's house next door in Butler County. Parton, who was 37 at the time, had 2 kids of her own and looked after another young child along with Hannah. Parton took care of Hannah, feeding her, taking her to dance class, and even helping with her laundry. But on March 8, 2018, Parton hit and shook the 3-year-old. Prosecutors said Parton got angry because Hannah's father hadn't paid her for babysitting. She was upset that he only gave her about $30 a day. She was also mad because Hannah had poured ketchup down the toilet. Parton admitted to slapping and shaking Hannah in a police interview played during her trial. Hannah passed away 10 days later. Let's have a look at this shocking interrogation.
No way that just falling on that concrete floor made her. I could have swore like the head. This has been going on. I don't understand. Have you seen her come to the house with bruises on her face? Yeah. Before the accident yesterday? Yes. So she had bruises on her face this week? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Where?
Before she fell off the train?
Like when I was like right here, and then she had one on her chin.
It was the one on the chin from when she fell on the driveway.
That got worse. There was one on her chin before that, and then when she fell on the gravel.
So there's bruising before?
Yeah, it got worse. I don't want
Do you want me to give him a call?
No, I want to call my lawyer. I'm completely, honestly telling the truth, and I would never lie. I wouldn't lie to anybody. Yeah.
Now, if you want to call your lawyer, do you still want to talk to us?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I can. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I don't know what I'm supposed to do.
You're doing it. This is what you're supposed to be doing, nothing else.
I'll do anything I can, though. Well, we do appreciate it. I'm honestly in shock. It was literally 30 seconds to a minute, him dropping her off and us walking in the house. And she collapsed. I hadn't even shut the door behind me yet.
At the beginning of the interview, Parton claims that Hannah already had bruises and that she was only in her care for 1 minute before she collapsed. Parton wanted to shift the blame on Hannah's father.
I have a couple questions I want to ask you.
Sure.
And listen to me. And I don't know if since you've been in here talking to them, because I've been meeting with my boss, if you've been talking about an attorney or anything. So I just want to make sure because I have a couple more questions I want to ask you, but I want to make sure you are still well aware of your rights.
Yeah.
Okay. I want to go through them one more time real fast, okay? Just to make sure I'm good with asking you a couple questions.
Of course.
You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to consult an attorney. If you can't afford one, I'm going to be appointing for you free of charge. You stop talking to myself or Detective Lambert at any time. Do you understand your rights as I read them to you? Are you okay answering a couple more questions, knowing your rights?
Yes.
Okay. Is this your phone?
Yes.
And this is what we wrote down on the back.
Yes.
Would you give us consent to look in your phone?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So can I punch that code in?
I'll do my thing.
Do you care if I do it?
No.
The detectives questioned why the 911 call was made an hour after Hannah's father arrived. They wanted to understand the reason for the delay.
When do you think that 911 call was placed?
I don't know.
8:20.
Are you serious?
1 hour and 18 minutes later. Now, what you've done,
That looks bad.
that is bad. What you've done is said he was there this happened within seconds of him being there.
It really
And that
is.
child was there an hour and 20 minutes, giving him the benefit of
Are you
the
sure?
doubt.
Can I look at that real quick? I don't think you're right. Hold on, let me look at my time clock.
Let's-
Pull up my calls real quick. Pull up my calls when 911 was called. Because it was 7:20. Because I looked at the clock, it was that early. Go back to my call log.
Hold on.
I'm sorry. It's okay. Yeah, 7:22 911 was called. I called 911 at 7:02 and hit at 7:01.
Well, I'm looking at the CAD report wrong.
Yeah.
I stand corrected. You
Yeah.
are right.
I called right away. It was an hour. It was right away. I mean, it happened within seconds. I'm telling the truth. I swear to God I am. I am not lying to you. I do not lie. I would not lie. I wouldn't lie. I just don't
All
lie.
right, hang tight.
Okay.
The detective realizes he made an error when checking the phone records. It turns out Lindsay did call 911 shortly after Jason returned to check on his daughter. Uncertain about their next steps, the detective leaves the room to discuss this with the other officers. Since there's no additional evidence to keep Lindsay, they return her phone and let her go home. However, the following day, they ask Lindsay to come in for another interview.
Where she fell and on her chin, she didn't even, her hand didn't even hit. Like what she was doing, I can show you how she was running like this, and then looked back and went like that. Literally.
Did she slide? Or?
No, it was just bam, bam. Yeah. She did, and she got right back up and kept running. I said, hey, are you okay? I'm okay.
So all these small little bruises and the ones on the chin.
Yes, I know about those right there.
And even the one on
yes, the one on the chin, yep.
and the neck.
Yep. Yep, that's all this.
From that.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
I saw
I mean,
the next to it. Yes.
up under her chin like that. So
Well,
she would have extended pretty far.
She went like that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. But I
She wasn't on top of anything. She was walking.
well, so what happened? So say this is the door.
Yeah.
She walks right here. There was like you know, one of those push cart that you can like serve things off of. It's like a
Serving
cart. Yeah. And she fell like that, and there was a wheel. I think she hit that.
Okay.
But I don't
She
know
wasn't on
that.
top of anything. She wasn't climbing or nothing. She was
Yeah, she literally just collapsed in front of me.
Okay.
Yeah,
So you down?
I head down, yeah, I'm like, well, first I said, Hannah, you okay, get up. I thought maybe she like tripped over her pants or something, because sometimes she'll try to like take off her shoes while she's standing up.
Yeah.
And she didn't get up, and I'm like, are you okay, what's up? And she was like not saying anything to me. And so I picked her up, and I'm like, Hannah, I probably shook her, like, are you okay? And I shouldn't have done that, I don't know.
What do you know?
I don't know if I shook her, I just was like, here, I was holding her, like, Hannah, are you okay? And then so I laid her down, and that's when I called Jason. And I said, Jason, there's something wrong with Hannah, she's not waking up, I don't know what happened, she just walked through the door and collapsed. I said, you need to come up here now.
So were you holding her
Yeah.
at that time?
Well, no, I was,
You were down.
yeah, I laid her down. I wasn't holding her very long, but like, I didn't understand why she wasn't coming to, like.
Yeah. And you're shaking her to get her to come to. How are you shaking her?
Not shaking her, just like, Hannah, are you okay? Hannah, are you okay? Hannah, are you okay?
Trying to
Like,
wake her? Okay.
Lindsay explained in great detail what happened on the day Hannah got hurt. She says that Jason brought Hannah, who took off her coat and then stumbled while walking toward Lindsay. Lindsay called Jason, and when he arrived, she dialed 911 to report the incident. However, the detectives faced an issue. Hannah's injuries didn't match the story Lindsay shared.
You're not going to have bruising over here and none in the middle.
yeah.
And the bruising would have been here. And up underneath there would have been no bruising. That's a soft spot that your body naturally protects.
Yeah.
The way your body's tucked in, that's tucked in. And that's where we're getting, that's why we wanted you to come down and fill in some of these holes.
Yeah.
Because to me, that looks brand new.
Oh, okay.
That looks newer than even.
Okay, yeah, I don't know.
So what it kind of looks like is that these are all from a different time.
Yeah, and like I said, she is well. I don't think that she's been. I really don't think that she's been hurt. No, I honestly don't. In my gut intuition, I don't think that he's a bad guy. I really don't. I think that he is a simple guy.
Here's one thing this is from a senior neurologist. Okay?
Yeah.
He's telling us that the brain injury that she sustained was absolutely not 24 hours prior or even an hour prior. The injury that caused this, or the incident that caused this brain injury, was immediate.
The detectives showed Lindsay their evidence. They informed her that Hannah had been checked by a doctor who determined that the main head injury was due to a strong impact. The doctor was able to figure out when this injury happened. It appeared that the severe damage to Hannah's head occurred shortly after she had been brought to Lindsay's place.
Dad dropped her off, injured this kid to the point where she's unconscious. Or a dramatic fall, or something, or some sort of accident.
No, I mean, I believe you, but nothing
accidental
happened.
drop.
Yeah, no,
Something absolutely happened while, when she walked in the door to the time she fell. That's the time frame that there's no doubt. It's not a question of, well, maybe it happened, maybe it didn't. There's no doubt. It absolutely happened during this time. And the only person that was there was a couple of kids and you.
Yeah.
Something.
I did not do anything to her.
But we're not saying you did something.
No, I know. But no, honestly, she did.
But we're just saying you know, okay?
But you would have seen her, you saw her collapse. It was immediate that she collapsed after this.
You said
walked out the door.
You said you never lost eye contact with her. With the time she walked in,
Yeah.
you followed her in and she collapsed. That's not possible. That's not possible. I believe she walked in.
Yeah, she did.
I did.
Yeah.
I believe all that. But as soon as you guys went into the house, something happened. There's no doubt. Listen to me.
I know.
There's no doubt that something happened. Something absolutely happened, okay? We're not going back to Wednesday. We're not going back to the morning that Dad had her. We're beyond even that. It's narrowed down by brain surgeons that it happened right before she hit the ground. That's when it happened. And you just told us, and you told us several times, that you were looking at her. It's not like she walked around the corner and you came around and was like, what the hell happened?
No,
You had eye contact with her the whole
Yes,
time.
sir. Yes, sir.
But something caused her to collapse. She didn't just collapse.
Traumatic brain injury.
That's what it says.
Traumatic.
Faced with this, Lindsay quickly comes up with another false explanation to account for why Hannah suddenly collapsed.
She fell over the door and hit the concrete step.
When?
Thursday morning.
Walking into the house?
Yes.
Tell us about it. Take us through it.
Detail.
So when I opened up the door, she was coming through and she slipped on that concrete step and the metal part. She hit the metal part on her eye.
Which door?
Which, the
back door
one, yeah,
into the house.
going into the house, the carpet. And so I got her back up and she stood up and looked up at me and did say, I want a donut and couch, and then collapsed.
We appreciate you being honest. I mean, it's an accident.
I thought it was my fault, and I thought she was having a seizure, and I didn't want Jason to be mad at me, that she slipped and fell, and I wasn't holding her, and I was trying to grab her blanket from her, and I thought it was my fault that she was having a seizure.
The detectives express their disbelief in Lindsay's story, as the injuries don't match her account. In response, Lindsay fabricates yet another falsehood. This time she claims that she was holding Hannah and they both accidentally fell to the ground.
And I fell, and she fell.
Where were you at when you fell?
Against the door, trying to get the door open. I was holding her, the blanket was kind of like falling because he had handed her to me, and I put her down, and I picked her, he put her down, and when he walked out the door, I picked her up, tangled her up, and when I opened up the door, it got tangled, and I slipped.
So are you on the concrete floor, or are you on the step, or are you on the top step?
I was getting ready, I was trying to step up to go inside, I lost my balance. The blanket got underneath my foot and we both fell. She smacked her face on that concrete step and I hit the door. I really didn't do that, I don't
How
know.
does this happen?
I slapped her upside the head.
With what?
My hand.
Open, closed?
Yeah, open.
What caused that?
She took all of the, I don't know why she was in trouble. She took all the ketchup out and squirted it into the toilet while I wasn't looking.
That's frustrating.
And I'm like, yeah.
Absolutely, yeah.
When she was, I caught her doing the ketchup, I took it away and I put her on the body because I figured she had to go pee anyway. And I said, Kenny, you can't do the ketchup. I just slapped her upside the head and went like that.
Close.
Yeah, like that.
How many times? Don't say once.
Yeah.
Because the bruise?
Yeah.
Okay.
Lindsay was arrested and initially charged with child endangerment. Sadly, Hannah passed away due to her injuries, leading to upgraded charges of murder against Lindsay. At the trial, she pleaded not guilty and went to court. During the trial, she admitted to lying to the police about harming Hannah. She claimed she lied to protect people she cared about. In court, Lindsay was asked to state her name, age, and marital status. She mentioned that she's married to TJ, also known as Baby Daddy, on her phone. She explained that the ketchup incident she initially talked about was not real, and she lied about it. She said she thought disciplining children with a minor physical response wouldn't lead to any trouble. As the trial proceeded, evidence pointed against Lindsay. Her police interview was significant, and it was revealed that she searched online about hiding bruises. Medical experts testified that Hannah's fatal injury couldn't have been caused by a fall. In the end, Lindsay was found guilty of child endangerment, manslaughter, and murder. During the sentencing, Lindsay was given a life sentence with the possibility of parole after 15 years. The judge explained that the parole decision would be made by the parole authority, and the sentence was the only certainty. The judge emphasized that being eligible for parole doesn't guarantee its approval. The detectives did a great job in the previous two cases, but there are some law enforcement officers who tend to go down a dark path, like in the next case. Number 3. Police sergeant murders his girlfriend. On May 11, 2019, the Columbus Police Department received a distressed 911 call regarding a possible domestic incident.
So I hung up with her and called our 911. Called her back, and she said then that he had a gun. They were asking them to leave. So I don't know anything since then.
When first responders arrived, they were shocked to discover that paramedic Kelly Levinson had been fatally shot in her own home. Shockingly, the person who called the police outside Kelly's house claimed that the perpetrator was a member of the Columbus Police Department. Even though the murder weapon was not issued by the police and didn't belong to them, investigators started looking into potential links and formed a list of suspects. However, after interviewing a few of Kelly's neighbors, they learned that she was reportedly having an affair with police officer William Bill Talley. Neighbors mentioned that the couple often had loud arguments and weren't always on good terms. About a year before the murder, the police had visited Kelly's home due to a complaint, and they had to restrain William in handcuffs to calm him down. Given all the information, it didn't take long for the police to apprehend a suspect. But the way he was arrested was very unusual. A few hours after the murder, the Columbus Department received news of a serious car crash on the interstate in Harris County. The person involved in the crash turned out to be William Talley, and further investigation revealed that he was driving Kelly Levinson's vehicle, which had gone missing from her home. With incriminating statements from witnesses and a potential link to the murder, the authorities arrested William Talley. He immediately confessed to Kelly's murder. Let's take a look at the investigation.
The purpose of this interview is just to talk to you about the case that we're working on, former Sergeant Talley. I knew you had some type of relationship with him, whether it was a personal relationship, whether it was a friendship, or just as a co-worker. But we'll let you answer those questions. So we'll just start with just some brief questions about your knowledge about former Sergeant Talley. How long have you known him?
Oh man, ever since he's been here, several years.
Okay. Do you have any idea about how long he's been working here at the police department?
I really don't. I mean, off the top of my head, I would imagine over 10 years. I would think, I don't know, probably 10, 12 years.
Okay.
I really don't know.
How long have you been working here?
28 years.
Quantify your relationship with him. What would you call it? Would you call it?
I thought we were really good friends.
Really good
as
friends.
Far as, I mean, we never went out or anything, you know. off duty or anything like that, but I mean, he was, I consider him a close friend.
Okay.
We kind of got a closer friendship once he got on the SWAT team, because me and him both were team leaders, primary team leaders for the team. At that time, we just drew closer as far as friendship, and once he was on the team, and he became a team leader. Because at that point, we'd always, if we had a mission, I'd always get with him, and we would talk about the mission and get a game plan together, do our ops plan, and work that way.
It was a shock to all of us. Really.
I understand. It's a shock all the way around, man.
Yeah, both sides.
Both sides, believe me. It's like, how do you come to this place? I mean, and then trying to...
We all human, man. I see all that crap on Facebook and trying to blame the police. This ain't got nothing to do with police, ain't got nothing to do with anything. It's two human beings.
That's right.
Some people snap sometimes, no matter what their career is.
Oh, there you go.
You'll be flipping burgers, they're gonna snap the same way if you a cop, a judge, or whatever. It got nothing to do with your career.
I agree.
The police's only clue was that he fled the crime scene using Kelly's car. They were aware that he had police and SWAT training, which would make him challenging to locate. Before they could start searching for Kelly's missing vehicle, a 911 call came in. The caller reported that William had been in a car accident and was still inside the vehicle. The police used a truck to approach William, and they found him dazed from the crash. William was arrested peacefully and taken to the hospital.
Well, we got a bottle of water here just in case you need it. Are you gonna be able to sit up for us?
A little bit.
Back hurting you?
Yeah.
Everything?
Just a little weak.
Yeah. You know where you're at?
Mm-hmm.
Where you at?
Which department?
What's today, you know?
May something.
May something. Who's the president?
Trump.
You know how long you been in the hospital?
Days.
Days. Yeah. All right. Well, I'm here to tell you I'm not your judge, man, okay? I am not your judge. But we brought you over here. Hopefully we can get a better understanding of maybe what happened on Saturday, Sunday, and hopefully we'll get your side of that, and you can kind of help shed some light on what happened out there, okay? And maybe some of the events that might have led up to this. All right? But before we do that, we're gonna obviously, we got all your information written down here on advice of rights form. You got a bachelor's degree, right? All right. And so we're gonna advise you of your rights, and then we'll kind of go from there, okay? You wanna look, are you able to see out of you, which eyes is the worst? Are you able to see out of them?
I see double, but I'll probably be able to read.
Okay, I'm gonna bring this over here towards you. I'll read it if you just want to kind of follow along. I know you've seen this form. Before I'm asked any questions, I understand that, number one, I have a right to remain silent. Number two, anything I say can be used in court as evidence against me. Number three, I'm entitled to have a lawyer now and have him present now or anytime during questioning. Number four, if I cannot afford a lawyer, one will be appointed for me without cost, and he may be present at all times during questioning. Number five, if I decide to answer questions now without a lawyer, I can decide at any time to exercise these rights and not answer any questions or make any statements. You understand your rights?
William was read his Miranda rights maybe for the first time in his life to him, rather than him reading to someone else.
And if you're able to, when I finish up, if you will just initial on these lines saying you understand, if you're able to, and then sign it for me. I have read or have had read to me the above rights, and I understand what my rights are. I am willing to make a statement and answer questions without having a lawyer present at this time. I understand and know what I'm doing. No promises or threats have been made to me, and no pressure or coercion of any kind has been used against me.
Can I ask what my charges are?
Yeah, right now you're charged with murder. You're charged with violation of oath of office, and you're charged with possession of a firearm during the commission of a crime.
Who?
That's what we're hoping you can tell us. Maybe once we start talking about it a little bit.
It wasn't Becky, was it? Who was it, Kelly?
Well,
was it a cop?
Well, that's what we want you hoping you can tell us. But before we get to any of that part, if you feel like it, if you're able to, and you can sign this.
Nobody's talking with me about things.
Well, we're gonna get to that. That's what we're hoping to get to.
No, I'm not talking until somebody talks to me.
Okay. Well, I can tell you who, if we can get started there. And it is Kelly.
No!
Don't do that.
No! No!
Tally, calm down. Tally. Bill. Bill.
No! No!
Bill.
No! No!
Bill. Can you relax for me?
No!
Napkins.
No!
Relax. Hey, I don't want you to hurt yourself, okay? You got enough injuries on you, man. You gotta heal up from all this, okay?
I'm not gonna talk.
You're not gonna talk?
I'm not gonna talk.
Okay, well, that's your right. That's your right, okay? Well, relax, okay?
Although William briefly calms down, it only lasts for a few moments.
Here, let me get you some napkins. Bill. Bill, no. Stop, Bill. Relax. Bill, stop. Relax.
I'm not here to judge, man. Just stop. Just stop.
Here, you want some water? I think you need to have a sip of water. Relax.
Stop. It's all unnecessary, Bill. If you don't want to talk to us, that's fine, but let's not do this, okay? Okay? Just let's not do this, okay?
Okay? Just breathe regular, okay? That's your rights and we're gonna respect them, alright?
It's just the last few things. Billy, you don't want to talk to us? Are you aware that you have an attorney representing you or not?
Nobody's talking to me about anything.
Okay. Well, I mean, if you want to ask some questions, there's some we can answer, Bill, but in the same aspect, we'd like to talk to you if you want to talk. And that's your right if you don't want to talk.
Who else took art?
Right now, you're hurting yourself.
I don't care about me.
Well,
Who else that I heard?
there's no one
I
else.
keep hearing when people whisper, or whispers.
You keep hearing whispers? Okay. Well, what whispering do you hear?
No, tell me the truth.
Okay. There's no one else hurt. Okay. Everybody else is okay.
Kelly's dead.
Yes. Bill, let's not do this.
Take me back to jail.
Take you back to
Take
jail.
me back to jail.
All right. Calm down. We'll take you back. Okay.
Hey, look, why don't you sit up and hold your head up so all that blood don't rush to your head, okay? Sit up for me.
Okay.
Down. There you go. Sit up for me, man. Sit up. You got all that blood rushing down to your head. You know better than that, okay? Relax. Relax. Sit back.
I'm trying to.
Sit back, okay? Reach your back over there. Relax.
Breathe.
Let me sign whatever and take me back.
Okay, we'll take you back. We'll take you back. But I need you to sit up so all that blood don't rush down to your head. Sit up.
Hold me on the table.
William Talley, age 52, has confessed to shooting and killing Kelly Levinson during an argument on May 11, 2019. The tragic incident occurred in her home in Columbus. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, William appeared before Judge Gil McBride via Zoom. He was in the Muskogee County Jail while the guilty plea hearing took place in McBride's Government Center courtroom. William has been sentenced to life in prison with the possibility of parole after 30 years for the murder of Levinson. He had been isolated and on suicide watch in the county jail, but will now be transferred to the Georgia prison system. If you like watching interviews like this, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe for more content.